one of us come through, we'll do a walkthrough. Walkthrough is anything that's been done to the unit that's out of norms, like the painted ceilings. They actually changed the color in some of the rooms, blue paint, red paint, and those are chargeable back to the resident. So we would put it back to white on the ceilings and one of the heritage colors in the rest of the apartment. Paint is one thing. As you can tell, there's no flooring down. Miss Frisch did have a hardwood floor, but it was partially sun faded. So if it's not perfect, we take it up. Hardwood, tile, carpet. Anytime we could actually redo this unit, put carpet in, and if they use it for a model for 6 months or anything, they show it multiple times, we'll go ahead and replace that carpet too. That's just one of the things we do. In the kitchen and bathrooms, you can tell this is still Formica. Anytime we do a turnover, we get rid of the Formica and either go to granite or quartz. We changed the kitchen countertops, the bathroom countertops, also all the faucets. We'll get away from Delta and go to Moen. It depends on the cabinets, if they're damaged any, doing one or two things, either replacing them or painting them.
If that's charged to the person that's been here?
Not just the changes they made, the colors, or if any damage. You can tell there's spots on the wall where they already started mudding the picture hose. It looks like she had 2 pictures here. Normal wear and tear, she could have had 50 pictures there. That's normal. What we're looking for is any damage, like any door jambs, any doors that have holes in them that we can't repair. That would be chargeable. Or any change that's made to the actual floor plan of the unit. This middle bathroom right here, it was taken out and made into a pantry. There was a charge to put it back as a half bath. Like the charge would be plumbing, just the price of the toilet, the cabinet, and the sink, and the faucet. Other than that, you know, Heritage will take care of everything else. It looks like they've already taken the tile out. If I come through and there's a crack in one tile, the 12 by 12 that was originally put in here, you can't match anymore. So if I got one crack, all the tile's gonna be redone. It'll be repainted. Now there are some upgrades that a resident can do that the Heritage will keep. She had crown put in, it will stay. Now on some of the refurbs, they're trying to actually put crown in the units as we turn them over if it doesn't have it.
Well, to touch on that, what he's talking about is the Heritage is trying to make upgrades. So crown molding is an upgrade. The smaller base that was in here, which is what
4 inch.
It's 4 inch.
4 inch.
We're wanting to go to the 6-inch base. It looks better. That's just one of the upgrades that the Heritage is doing. Just like the countertops, we're trying to go to the quartz. It's just an upgrade that we're trying to do to get away from the Formica. We've been doing the countertops for several years now. So that's just an upgrade that the Heritage is doing. Also, charge your phone. Have you seen those outlets?
Yep.
That have the USB in them?
Okay.
We try to put those outlets that are built in with the USB, and you can just plug your phone into it. Kind of like an upgrade in the bathroom. On the GFI, we're putting the GFIs in that have a little night light in them. So when you go in your bathroom, you have that little night light in your GFI. Those are just kind of the upgrades that the Heritage is trying to do, just to make a nicer place. So that's what the upgrades were. So.
Yeah, along with like the fluorescent lights over and under the cabinets. We're trying to get rid of all the fluorescent bulbs and go to LEDs. That way, where a fluorescent bulb will burn anywhere from 40 to 100 watts, this burns 4. So if I replace all these in one kitchen, that saves a lot of energy. They don't put any heat out, and if one goes out, I can just unplug it, plug another one in. Along with the can lights, well, over the fireplace in the kitchen and the bathrooms, pulling all those, same thing. Those are 60-watt bulbs that we replace, a par 30. This only burns, what, I think 8 watts. And we can actually change the color on these lights if you want soft white or cool white. I think it has 6 settings on the back. But when I do put them in, I put them second setting from the right, which is not cool, but it's not soft. It's kind of middle of the road. So if anybody does want to change it, all we have to do is pop it down and we can change all the lights in the apartment.
What about the louvers?
Yes, ma'am. Plantation shutters, Miss Frisch had those put in. If I come through and there's I can't say no damage on plantation shutters. On plantation shutters, some of the little clips come out. I have a louver guy that can come in and repair them, but if they're not white, if they're black, brown, I'll pull them out, even if they're brand new, because the chance of somebody else wanting brown plantation shutters with light brown cabinets, no. But if we can make minor repairs on the plantation shutters, we'll keep them, so long as they're not damaged. Yes, sir.
When we first moved here 4.5 years ago,
Yes, sir.
we had trouble closing the door to the patio. We're down on the first floor, 149. And we were told that there's a problem with the brick, which they solved this past summer.
Yes, sir.
In the process of it shifting, we have to this very minute sheetrock cracks. The professional painter standing in back of you offered to paint it when they stabilized the brick, and we were able to close the door without effort.
This side, 149,
Yes,
it was taken care of. They didn't actually jack the building up. They put braces on it where it wouldn't fall anymore.
you know, we're not having any problems,
Yes, sir.
but the cracks that were created when the wall was shifting and so forth, we're just living with them now.
Yes. Anytime you have any problem, cracks or anything, just put a work order in and we'll get it taken care of when you want it taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have any issues like that, and when the building, what he's referring to is we had areas of magnolia and some of dogwood where it would settle just a little, and it would make it hard for the patio doors to operate. So we have a company that comes in, USS, and they don't actually jack the foundation up. What they do is support it so that it doesn't move anymore. So they don't actually jack the building up, they just kind of support it and that'll keep it from falling anymore. But if you have any issues like that, please turn a work order in that you have cracks in the wall, and we do have some areas that have those. Just turn a work order in and we'll take care of those for you. They can be repaired and they can be painted, and that's all at the Heritage cost. We will take care of that.
How long does it take? How long does it take before they respond to a request like that?
Now that depends. We have 3 painters, and how many turnovers do we have right now, Rudy, that y'all are painting?
They're doing 5 right now, but I have a total of 24.
So the painters are a little behind, and that's because we have 3 painters and they're trying to do turnovers. They've got duplex villas, I think 3 duplex villas that they're trying in the middle of painting right now. So we pulled them to do Summerfield rooms when we have a resident that leaves there. So we can't respond, the painters can't get to you as quick as one of the maintenance guys can.
Yeah.
But please turn a work order in so that Rudy can see it, and then he'll get you on the schedule.
It's posing no real problem for us. It's a kind of Scottish
It's
question.
in already.
Yeah.
It's been in.
Is it my responsibility for painting?
No,
for
sir.
repairing
No,
the
sir.
doors?
No, sir. No, sir. No. It's all the Heritage's responsibility.
Now, if you went over there and punched the wall and put a hole in it, yes, you would have to pay. But anything structural, or the Heritage will take care of.
Well, I'll keep my temper under control.
We start with Adam. if you'll go through. Once I do the walkthrough, I'll put in work orders. Normal work orders are have a light out in one unit or toilet stopped up, but then I'll go do projects and I'll put anywhere from 5 to 25 work orders. And I won't have to do all of them, but Adam will have some of them and he will tell you about the ones he's got.
Well, all right, when Mike gets through with his, I'll get the work orders in. I'll come in and look and see. I'll have to get them started on the countertops because these are for mica, so I'll have to get in touch with IWS to get somebody out to come and measure. So it'll take a little while for them to get out here, but they'll come measure, and then it'll take probably 4 weeks for them to get the stone cut, the quartz cut, and then get somebody scheduled to come back out and put it back in. So it takes a little while for all that to happen. And when I get that scheduled, I'll come in. If we got to do flooring, like all the hardwood had to come out in here, so I had to get in touch with CSSI, and they'll come in, they'll measure for everything. They'll tear it all out. If the kitchen had a cracked tile in there, so they had to tear all that out, bathrooms, everything. So they've already done all that. They've tore the baseboard out because we're going to go back to 6-inch baseboard. And of course it takes them a little while to do that too. So, and then once we get that coordinated, and then they'll get everything put back into the sinks and everything. And then I'll come back in, put the mold faucets in and everything else that has to go along with the sinks and the bathrooms and the plumbing and all that. And then once I get done with that, Rudy and them are usually painting and doing their part too. So, but that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah, he's not telling you everything that he does. Underneath the sinks, you know, when they pull those countertops up, they put new sinks in. So he has to replumb the kitchen faucet, the kitchen sink, the bathroom faucet, the bathroom sink. What he does is he puts new supply lines on the brand new faucets. He redoes the plumbing underneath all of the faucets, all under the sinks.
New shut-off valves.
New shut-offs, because a lot of times when he comes in here, it's 15 years old, he tries to shut it off and the water won't shut off. So then he has to turn the water off to the apartment and then replace the shut-off so that he's able to turn the water back on, you know. So there's a lot that goes into what he does. It sounds quick, but it's a lot of work for what he does, and that's every turnover. He does that in every apartment that we turn over. Rudy?
What is that? Oh, okay. So after they done with their par, we usually come and inspect the apartment, try to work on stress cracks, like the ones you just mentioned. We repair them before we start painting, caulk all the crown mold baseboards, make sure that everything is sealed. Usually when it comes to the colors, we are Eddie and marketing sometimes they pick the colors, sometimes if the apartment has been sold, new prospective resident decide what color they want to be painted, like in this case. So when this apartment, as you can see, the ceiling was painted a different color than white, the normal white that most of the apartment has. So we have to come and change the color, put it back on the heritage standard color, which would be white. Like trim has to be painted. Sometimes it needs 2 coats. The paint that we're using right now is Marquee 1 coat. It's supposed to save time. It does save time on painting. Instead of painting twice, it's supposed to cover it with 1 layer of paint. Yeah, that's what we do. So we first spend a day or 2 prepping the apartment before we paint, fixing any imperfections on the drywall or wood doors. It takes about a week and a half to paint an apartment like this, which is about the standard time for any painting company. Yeah, I think that's what we do most of the time.
Mike, did you say anything about the light fixtures, or was that?
Yes, ma'am. All the light fixtures that are in here right now, I'll pull down and put LEDs. This was a medallion that she had up with the chandelier. So it had to come down, and you can see they've already touched it up.
So what will you put in?
Nothing here. Like I said, on the light fixtures, I only supply the one by the front door. Yes, ma'am, but the LEDs over the cabinets, under the cabinets, and the can lights in the kitchen, bathroom, and over the fireplace, I'll change those to LEDs.
Everything but the chandelier or whatever. Somebody-
Yes, ma'am, because if there was a big chandelier here and we left it, the person moving in might not like the color of it, the color of the light bulb, or something different. They might want LED. So that's why we don't put any light fixtures up. Now, Redbud was different. It had a LED in each room. And a lot of people come in and brought their own light fixtures, and we had to pull those down and put theirs up. So,
See, our goal is to have, put everything back to a blank slate. We don't put a bunch of light fixtures in, we do nothing but our standard
just
stuff.
clip it
Like-
to his shirt.
Like he's talking about where you do, you know, the faucets, the appliances, the paint, the cove base, the 6-inch cove base, quartz countertops, light fixtures, those are standards that we have. And every year we add more and more of those standards. For example, we're going to start getting into crown molding. We're going to start getting into plantation shutters because now we've done everything there is to in a unit. I mean, once we start replacing all the cabinets and all the quartz and all the appliances, then it's time to go 10 or 12, 15 years and start doing it all over again. So everything has a cycle that it goes back through, but our goal is to put it back to a blank slate with our standards in it, and those standards continually change every year. We're always adding something or doing something better, like faucets. Like he was telling you about the Moen faucets. We used to put in what?
Delta.
Delta or something else, and then Moen came back to LCS and said, hey, we're going to give you this guarantee on it if you buy these products, and that's what we put in. So they gave us I think it's a 10-year guarantee on some of those parts. But LCS tells us what they want us to buy, and that's what we buy. Those become our standards. So any unit you go into now that we now flip over, they are now getting all these standards. Granted, you may not have those now in your place now, but those standards are there. They're there to have those. So everything we're doing, like one thing that we're starting to get into now is nobody's doing tubs anymore. Everybody enjoys the showers. So we're taking out tubs almost every day and installing showers. It's getting Moen faucets, it's getting tile, beautiful tile, and they look really, really nice. So I would say that probably, I'd say 50%, if not more, of the community is almost at 50% of all things being changed over. And we have a lot that has been done. I'd say about 25% of all the homes here have been changed over to everything's been done. You know, so we're just in that process. You can't just go and, you know, eat an elephant all at one time. You've got to do it a bite at a time, and that's what we're doing. We have 318 units here. So that we budget for stuff to go in operations and into capital, and that allows these guys and all of us together as a department to get all these upgrades and to make this place better. We want this place to be better than the place you go down the street and see. I want this place to be better than the place you just moved into in Redbud. I want a Magnolia apartment to be nicer than that. And then next year we want the next one we do to be nicer than the one we just done. That is our goal, is to constantly give you a very good product for the price that you pay to live here, and we want you to have the best, and we like putting in the best. So
Do you put any of those walk-in showers?
I will put in anything you want.
Well, you're talking about with the door from the glass door top to bottom.
You're talking about a walk-in shower. That's what we put.
Walk-in
Yeah.
shower.
Everybody likes that. We've got what, Jason? Now it's 3-inch step on it.
Yeah, on
They-
the curve that you
yeah.
step into the shower, it normally is a 6-inch curve. Well, what we've done is we've talked to the tile guys and we've got them to lower that to 3-inch, so that when you do step into that shower, you have a lower curve to step over, as opposed to the 6-inch.
You know, we've learned that the swinging door takes up room in your bathroom versus a sliding door. And these sliding doors are more expensive than the swinging door, but the glass is twice as thick as the glass you currently have now. It's just things progress, things evolve to a point where you get better products. People learn, no, I don't want that anymore, let's use this. So, but these glass doors and these showers, if anybody's seen, have you got glass doors?
No.
No?
I have seen them.
Do you
across
want
the
glass
hall from-
doors?
That's one of my two questions was, If I decided to change out my fiberglass shower for a tile shower, once you start the work, how long will it be out of service?
It's about 2 weeks, almost 3. That's that's exaggerating too. It usually takes them a day to destroy it, and then it takes them probably a day to do
Plumbing,
Yeah, the plumbing.
day or
then-
two for plumbing.
Yeah. Then you have a day of Detra. Yeah. It's about 3 weeks though. If they get sick, they can't come in, the tile was robbed or something,
So that's a problem if you have a person who has mobility issues.
Yes, ma'am.
No, my other question was, what is your blank slate for flooring these days? Is it hard surface or is it still carpet?
So our standard is still carpet because everybody loves carpet, but we are finding out now that as residents move in, they don't want carpet no more. Well, hardwood floor costs a lot more than hardwood costs a lot more than carpet. So what we do is we give residents the allowance. If it costs $2,000, $3,000 to do carpet in here, I will give you the allowance for your carpet, and then you can turn around and get use that toward the purchase of hardwood floor.
I don't think I got that. I didn't know that either.
Well, you can do that. So, for example, every 7 years, we'll give you a free paint job and redo your carpet. If at that time you say, I don't want that, I want hardwood floors, then you can use that. Now here's another option. So let's say you've lived here 5 years, and you say, or 4 years, and you say, I want new carpet. Well, we will prorate that. So if the carpet costs $100, you've been here 4 years, then I'll prorate the amount of there, and you get a percentage of that back. So you're never ever going to pay the full cost, but we'll work with you. We'll work with you to get what you want. We win because it's less maintenance. It's safer for you to walk on, and it looks a lot more marketable from a marketable standpoint. And I mean, we have got some really, really nice wood floors here. I mean,
Come see ours.
yeah.
He goes to Summerfield. The other person can stay in the apartment at the first person rate. The second person rate pays for the Summerfield plus maybe $500 for extra food.
$749.
Thank you. Updated number.
See, these guys, they know.
$749 a month extra to go to Summerfield, and that just covers incidentals if you have to have special undergarments, that type of thing that they don't supply.
Right.
But talking about things billing back to your estate or whatever, like Mike said, if you're driving a wheelchair through here and you've gouged the wall all to pieces, yeah, that's beyond normal wear and tear. Painting, we only do that, we only charge that $200 per room because it costs us to have to go in mud, prime, and believe me, we may break even on that if we're lucky. We don't make anything off the labor. We're just trying to do it to cover the charges to put this back to a primer coat and then get it back to the color we have to. Appliances, probably not. Just like the prorate thing, if you have a brand new refrigerator and you've lived there 2 years and the whole door's gone on it, yeah, we'll have to charge you because it's beyond normal wear and tear. And then there again, it's only going to be prorated for the life of that appliance. So
Well, a lot of that depends on Michael's walkthrough.
it does, yeah, it does. Yep. But it's the same. If Mike did it, Adam did it, Rudy did it, I did it. We all do the same thing. We have a sheet of paper. We all know what we do. We're all on the same page. We know exactly.
Get a better
what-
deal if I do it.
Yeah. But I can tell you this: on average, there's no charges. Never any charges. This is a rare occurrence.
And if anything, it's normally just the walls that would be painted different. That would be a chargeback to you.
Or wallpaper. They put
Yeah,
vinyl up or something.
wallpaper,
Yeah.
change the color of the walls, that would be charged back.
Example of E212, if and when they move out, how much of that's an upgrade versus how much has to be put back?
Yeah, I'm not for sure on transfers like that because they're transferring from one to another. So I think
I'm
that.
talking about
The
if and when
upgrades,
they
the
move
changes
out,
that were made.
Oh, so yeah, so what happens when you do an upgrade, if you want a shower or you want a wood floor, we kind of come to an agreement of, I look at it, marketing looks at it and says, well, Mr. Britnell wants a rose-colored tile in his bathroom. Well, then we're going to say, Mr. Britnell, we don't really agree with that, but if that's what you want, then you do, and we will put it in the addendum. He chose rose-colored tile for his shower. So that addendum goes in there. in the event that you're not here anymore, we can go back to your estate and say, he chose rose color, so therefore he has to pay to put it back. So all the changes, most of the changes we do are upgraded changes. Plantation shutters, we're not gonna put it in there because it's an upgrade. If you move in here, plantation shutters is a nice addition. So just like tile showers, you know, wood floors, it's an upgrade. The only thing that addendum for is for things like if you took out a wall or you painted the cabinets black or something. I mean, it's some off the chart change. So the changes they're doing 212, if anybody has been to Redbud 233, and if you got time today, we can take you over there, they're getting the same apartment. We did, Jason and I did what, 3 units a year ago? Yeah. And so all 3 of them were the same. We did 1 in Magnolia, did 2 Redbud, and it's same quartz, same tile, same everything. And these residents went in and seen it, and they said, we want this exact same thing. So they went from there to 212, and that's what they're in there doing. They're doing the same exact thing. But now that's the far end of the spectrum. That's everything. They got new cabinets. I mean, it's to the far end of the spectrum. And believe it or not, you're thinking to yourself, well, why would I do that? Well, there's residents who here who would like to do that, and they do that. So,
Question. We put in hard floors, as you know.
mm-hmm.
Now, presumably, I'm gonna be here a long time, but if we both drop dead in 2 years, and so there was only 4 years, would you keep the floors there until you've shown the apartment, or would you automatically put it back to carpet?
It depends on the flooring.
Yeah. So in this yeah, go ahead.
If the flooring, for example, like I said, if you keep your windows open and you have a rug on your hardwood, when you pull that rug, your floor is going to be 2 different colors. It's going to sun fade.
Or you cleaned it with a chemical.
Yeah, we had one where they
So if
used,
it's in good condition, you might try to sell it as is.
yes.
Yeah, we go back to
Otherwise, you'll take it out.
Yes.
Yeah, we go back to marketing. We ask them, what do you think? Now, here's the thing. So if the Heritage gives you $3,000 credit toward that carpet, toward that wood floor, and then you tear the floor up, then we get our $3,000 back because you've invested into your wood floor. That's a big expense. I mean, some of these floors are $10,000, $12,000, you know, and that's a big investment. So the Heritage doesn't want to throw their $3,000 or $4,000 away. They want it to be an investment. And so we tell residents, you know, like Mike says, don't leave your windows open, it's going to bleach your floor. Don't spray a chemical on it. Don't clean it and put a rug on it or something. There's these things, it's just like taking care of your appliances or taking care of your walls. You still got to do the same thing. And
But
we do addendums on those floors when we do those.
There's
credits.
also things you can do if you have a rug on the hardwood floor, have it rotated, move it every once in a while. Not every once in a while, every 6 months, every year, just change the furniture around to where the sun's not going to fade one spot and not fade the other.
And what we're finding too is that woods now they're coming up with it's more of a wood durable finish. I mean, there's endless supplies of types of floor you can get out there. So, but wait till you all see what we're putting down in front of the hostess stand in the octagon. That is a choice that they've been asking us to do for a long time. So we're going to step out there and do it because that floor gets a lot of wear and tear. But some of these other floors that we've been putting in are just they're breathtaking. They're absolutely gorgeous floors. You know, they're very, very nice floors. So the options there in flooring is endless. You can get LVT, engineered, vinyl. I mean, whatever you can. It's endless supplies. So what I want to do is I want to take you all down and show you one that we're probably, 50-50 done. And then if you have time, we'll take you over to 233 and let you see the far end of the spectrum. All right?
Can we ask what they're doing in here?
Where are we at?
We don't know because we started on it, we did the patching,
Oh, yeah,
but the
yeah.
resident, somebody wants to do their colors, their flooring, and
they're flooring and stuff like that.
they're paying for the flooring, what they want, and the paint. So
what we're doing right now in this phase here, we're in the phase to where we're putting it back to blank slate. Now, the resident is interested in it, and so that's why we kind of stopped where we're at. Everything's finished. It's ready for a sand and a paint job, and then it's got we have appliances and
Yeah.
countertop.
Well,
I mean, everything's
the
kind of
reason
on
they're
a,
still boxed up, we don't know if
Yeah.
they want a different appliance.
so we're kind of
but
on a
these
holding
are-
pattern. And there again, it's November. I do not start nothing in November. I don't need project. I can't have projects overlap into.
So they're not moving in November anymore?
It's possible. It could happen. I'm not gonna say it, but it's possible it could happen. But it's probably, it's 50-50 shot, I'd say. But it can happen. If you want in, we'll.
Now, on refrigerators, it depends on the size of the hole in your kitchen. If it was up to me, I would put a side-by-side in every kitchen. But she actually had a side-by-side in here. But GE does not make that size anymore, side-by-side.
And they change numbers on us all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
And there again, if you want a new refrigerator, we'll prorate the age of yours and tell you what the price difference is. So if you're ever curious, or you know residents that are, let us know. I mean, just because you have a refrigerator doesn't mean you have to stay with that refrigerator. You live here, you pay good money to live here, and you should have what you want. No, they got good refrigerators. Come on, we'll go down here and we'll look at this one that's halfway done. Light. Well, the biggest complaint we had was my phone is dead. So that's why we emphasized on that in that town hall. Hey, you guys charge your phone up. Here's the thing. So now what we're doing is we're now putting these plugs in the bathrooms, bedrooms, in the kitchen, right? So now you have a place to plug your iPhone or your regular phone in while you're in here watching TV or cooking in the kitchen. So therefore you should have a charge, in case you didn't have a charger, at least you have a plug place to plug it into. So we want to make sure we're doing things. Plus, Mike, what's the other one? The night light?
The night light on the GFI.
In the master bath.
Yeah, so now we're putting in night lights. You know, we have to have those standard in the health center, but over here we don't. But still, those are standards that we're doing now. These are going to be standards that we do, and that, you know, it's nothing but a plug in the wall. And a lot of people don't think about it, but yeah, those are things we're doing. Also, we're doing the hardware, right?
Yes. We didn't do it in this one because this one's already brushed nickel.
But like your
we're-
closets and all
Yeah,
that.
the door handle. Okay, I'll get that. New hinges, new hardware on the doors. If there's brass in the kitchen or the bathrooms, we'll go ahead and change that too. It was just sticky paint. But this unit has new lights over the counters, under the counters. The can lights are LEDs. And if you notice, this is a red bud light.
Is that integrated LED? So when it
Yes.
finally burns out, you just take the whole thing down?
Yes, ma'am.
And we've actually started moving on to a different fixture now. So that's how quick that happens. Yeah.
They just hadn't come in yet, but
It's just, it's cheaper for us to buy that light, right, Jason?
It is.
Than to turn around and have to buy a case of bulbs.
Yeah.
And then now we're sending a maintenance guy out there 5 times a year to change out a bulb, when that right there, we'll probably never come back up here again.
So
3 or 4 years.
Like the LEDs in the clubhouse and the chandeliers, those were put in when, Mike, how many years?
5 years ago,
5 years ago, we
And I've
replaced
changed-
all of those.
changed 2 since 5 years.
And we were changing them weekly.
About a case every week,
Yeah.
24 bulbs.
You see, LEDs used to be just like off the shelf expensive when they first came out. Now, you don't only get the bulb, but you get the light fixture. You do not buy the bulb anymore.
And it's going the other way now. The par 30s, the screw-in bulbs that used to be in the can lights, we were getting them at $5 and something a bulb. They've jumped up to $16, but we don't buy them anymore. We're just, if you have a can light go out, we'll put a LED in.
The whole fixture.
Yep, the whole fixture.
So that's why they have those nice plush, those flush, like you can see them in here in the kitchen. Those are those, they just fit right in.
These here, you gonna replace those?
That's
No.
where that blank slate I was telling you, we leave it blank for you when you move in. Can't leave it on there, dude. Get one of the maintenance guys to wire it back on there or something. All right.